Hey there, my friends. Derek here from Bomb Socks with another day of Bomb Bites, where we feast upon the words of Christ one bite at a time. So I've loved studying the book of Genesis with you. We've basically gone through Moses, Abraham, and Genesis, this, first three, two and a half, three, wherever we're at here in 2022. So I was looking back at this, and I came across something the other day that I thought was kind of funny. It's something that many of you have probably seen. It says, all I ever learned in life, I learned in kindergarten, which I thought this was kind of funny. Some of the things it says is to share everything, play fair, don't hit people, put things back where you found them, clean up your own mess, don't take things that aren't yours, say you're sorry when you hurt somebody, wash your hands before you eat, flush, that's important. Warm cookies and cold milk are good for you. That's God's honest truth right there. Live a balanced life. Learn some, think some, draw and paint and sing and dance, play, work every day some, take a nap every afternoon. When you go out in the world, watch out for traffic, hold hands and stick together. Great counsel for all of us in this world. If we just follow that, I think we'd be okay. So I started thinking about this and thought, okay, what if all we had was just the book of Genesis? Now, I get it. Genesis is kind of a crazy book. We believe the Bible to be the Word of God as far as it is translated correctly. So there's some crazy stuff in there. There's some missing things in there. I get that. But there's also some wonderful things that we have studied this year. So I decided to pose all I ever learned in life, I learned in the books of Moses, Abraham, and Genesis. Now, before I even get into mine, maybe you could do this with your families. You could start writing down some things. You go back, look over the last, couple months of Come Follow Me, your own personal studies, and just see what are some things, if you just had to go off of this, what are some things you have learned? Well, I decided to put my own list together. I don't know if it looks like yours. Either way, that's fine. But here's a couple of things. So the great creator of the universe really does love me, and he knows me by name. I can learn from him and be like him someday. We learned that in Moses. We learned that in Genesis. I'm grateful for that. Although I can't discount his power, Satan is far weaker than I thought, and he can be overcome with God's help. We learned that early on as well. I am part of the Abrahamic covenant, and I have access to all those same blessings if I desire them. This year, more than any other year that I have studied the Old Testament, I have gained an appreciation for the Abrahamic covenant. It is such a key element to all of our lives. I gained a strong testimony of it as I've seen Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and those blessings and how they have blessed my life as well as someone who is also trying to live through that same covenant. So I'm grateful for that. Life is short. You remember how we did this in Abraham, the Colobian time? About an hour and 48 minutes. So choose wisely. Here's the Lord saying, look, you got 2 hours, be good. That was kind of a fun little lesson for me. Don't look back. Keep moving forward in your life. Great lesson about Lot's wife and the Sodom and Gomorrah saga. Great lessons there. It is all about family. It just seems like as we're going through this, as we go through the family of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and we see the connection there, especially the fact that a temple marriage is worth every effort to obtain and to keep. As I was going through Genesis, the temple marriage is such a key element to this whole Abrahamic covenant. It is so important to put God first in our lives. You see Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, you see others do that as well. When God is with me, I will always come out on top. We learned that from Joseph from last week and this week as well. The Lord is always near me, and the trials he sends are for my benefit. I am not forgotten. We learned that through the Lord was with Joseph. We learned how God remembered Rachel, and just the Lord is with you. You show that love to the Lord. He's with you. He is always with you. When someone hurts me or offends me, I must forgive them, especially if they're family and myself. God can help heal any of my family relationships. We talked about that this week. My patriarchal blessing will be a compass for me to make it to my promised land. That's also from this week. Everything will be okay if I follow God. I really believe that. We talked about Romans chapter 8 last week, how all things work together for good to them that love God. We see that through Joseph. We see that through Abraham. We see that through Isaac, Jacob. We see it all of the faithful women in the book of Genesis as well. We see that. And one of the things I've noticed is the Old Testament really isn't that hard to understand after all. Hopefully you've seen that as well. The Old Testament is old, but there is, like I shared at the very beginning, there is relevancy within the antiquity. And that is just the book of Genesis. If that's the case, then how awesome is the rest of the Old Testament going to be? It's going to be amazing, and I'm really excited to share with you Exodus starting next week. It is awesome. So thanks so much for watching these messages. Thanks for sharing these messages. Thanks for subscribing to our channel. We love that you do that. If you haven't already, go check out our amazingly comfortable gospel-themed socks at bombsocks.com. You guys are great. Godspeed, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.